That year, there was an incident in a New York City nightclub where I guess a guy walked up and tried to talk to Cassie.
Right.
And Puffy got upset.
Right.
What happened?
He smacked the guy.
Okay.
And we was outside the club, and then they came rushing him out. And I was like, yo, what happened? He was like, yo, man, he just smacked you. Da, da, da. We got to the house. By the time we got to the house, we was there for about a half an hour. And then he got the phone call that the guy would not press charges if he brought him down $30,000. So we went in the safe, got the $30,000, and they went and took it down to the guy. And you never heard nothing else about it again.
Okay, and that same year, another situation happened with Diddy's personal chef.
Right, Jordan.
Jordan Chiton?
Chiton, yeah, Jordan
Okay.
Chiton.
How long has she been Diddy's chef at that point?
She had been Diddy's chef altogether. I would say Jordan stayed there about 3 years. And this happened around almost on her way out the door. So she had been his chef for about 2 years at that particular time.
Okay. And from what you heard and saw, what happened?
From what I heard specifically from her, you know what I'm saying? He put his hands on her. You know, she said that he was very upset at her because she wouldn't let the cleaners inside the Alpine house. Puff used to live in Alpine, New Jersey. And she was there and she was looking out for the twins. Even though Kim had nannies, she trusted Jordan just to like be her eyes and ears. Like, let me know, make sure that they treating her a certain way, make sure the kids is good. So it was a time that the house was really messy. And they had sent over some from the office. The office controls everything. So they sent over some people to clean the office. She'd never seen it because she was used to Mexican people coming over to clean the house. So when some black people came there, she wasn't sure if she should let them in or not. So she didn't let them in. So then the nanny came over and asked her to make some coffee. And she said she didn't know how to make the coffee. And then she said out of nowhere, Puff just stormed into the kitchen and was complaining about her, talking about her, got in her face, put his hand on her forehead and started pushing it back. And if you know Jordan, you know that Jordan ain't gonna let a man just put her hands on. So she said, don't put your hands on me. One thing led to another. And with all his might, he pushed her out, flung her out the door. And she fell on her ass and she fell on her knees. And that was the last time I seen Jordan. And I actually didn't even know. Everybody was talking about it the next day. But I was like, for real? She just quit out of nowhere? So I never really knew why she quit. But with everything that's going on with Cassie, she reached out to me and she said it's really, really, really bothering her. Like, it brought back all the trauma and everything that she went through with Diddy, who was always screaming at her, yelling at her. And the fact that he put his hands on her, that it was kind of driving her right now.
Yeah, I mean, the story I heard was he threw her out like on Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
You know, the way Jazz would get thrown out the front door, it was like that, I heard.
Yeah, that's exactly what she said.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But if you know Puff, when it comes to women and it comes to his workers, that's not the first time. You know what I'm saying? His exact words to me one time said, watch me make her cry.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Watch me make her cry. Not even her Pacific. He had another chef who he had made cry. And I remember, I think her name was Danielle. And she cried and she told me, she said, I'm gonna call my father, Bonds. And she was getting ready to call her father to come talk to Puff. And I said, don't call your pops. I said, you know, get yourself together. He didn't put his hands on her, he just was screaming at her. And I said, just get yourself together and think about it. And she had the day off, you know what I'm saying? She went and got herself together. And then the next day she came back, but she didn't stay for long. You know, it was like she had to get herself together and get a new job and she left. But he specifically told me, yo, watch me make her cry. He got off on that.
So he liked to hurt women in a way?
I don't know what was wrong with Puff. I think it was his power. He felt like if women bowed down to him, it would show his power.